so that Michelle in the back row can hear you. But as you know, part of why we do this is we just want them to be inspired by somebody who has changed. And man, have you changed. And so give them a little bit of background on what was going on in your life before you found the mission.
A series of drug addiction and alcohol addiction, and I was homeless for about 5.5 years, living on the street. I was actually homeless for about 7.5 because I did couch surfing in between that time. That was before I found the mission.
Wow. And he graduated, we've made a lot of changes since 2007. We call it Mission Academy now, but it was still a 12-month program. And so tell us about your time at the mission and what you remember, and then what your biggest takeaway was. What was the most hopeful thing for you when you were in that program for a year?
Well, for me it was the Christian aspect of it. I wasn't really introduced to the Bible growing up. In fact, I mean, I didn't even, when you read a book, you can picture the stories and the characters, but I couldn't do that, read the Bible. But eventually I prayed, and God opened up that for me. So that's been my strength ever since.
Was it hard? I mean, were there days where you thought that you weren't going to be able to do what was asked of you? Because there are a lot of rules.
Yes.
And there are expectations, right? And you have to commit to not using or drinking. We breathalyze you when you come back in the building. There's zero tolerance. You remember all that, but was it hard? Was it difficult? Were there days where you thought you couldn't do this?
There was a lot of times where I said I didn't want to do it anymore, and just leave. So yeah, it was difficult. For probably the first 60 days. And after that, it started becoming easier and easier to go along with everything.
It's interesting that it says 60 days. Because here's what we know. Let me give you some data. 60% of the people that come into our 12-month program graduate. And if they graduate, we don't have the banner. It means that they are sober, they're housed, they're working again, and they're reconnected with their family and a church. That's what the goals are. And if you graduate, it's to say that you accomplished those goals in your life. Okay? Of the 40%, you tracking with me, that didn't graduate, 87% of them leave in the first 60 days. 60 days.
Yeah.
Smart, huh?
Yeah. After the 60 days, I was able to, after 30 days, you're able to go to churches and get involved in churches. So after the 60 days, I was involved in a church, and it was going pretty well.
Yeah, we don't do that first 30 days like that anymore. Tell them about the first 30 days. We didn't even let you out of the building, did we?
Correct. Visitors, we had family who come on Saturday for a couple hours at a time. It was definitely a commitment.
Yeah. And so you graduated.
Yes.
You stayed in San Diego.
Yes.
And
So back then, if you were offered, you could do an internship.
right.
I did a year internship. So I didn't actually leave the building until August 2008, but I graduated in August 2007. And I was an intern for the chaplain. I was a chaplain assistant intern.
All right.
We covered it.
What would the Marshal Smith in 2025 tell the Marshal Smith in 2006? That was 5 years. It was part of your 5 years of sleeping on the streets.
Well, stay away from drugs, that's for sure. And, because I guess when I said I wasn't introduced to Jesus, wasn't really the case. But there was times when people said, you need Jesus. But take that advice in the beginning and become a follower of Jesus early on. And that will help you. It's not it's not easy to be a follower of Jesus, but he doesn't promise easy, but he does promise rewards. Yeah. So
Should be a pastor. Pretty good, wasn't it, Connor? What are you doing now?
I have my own business.
Okay.
It's IT, MSP, Microsoft Certified Professional program that I manage mail offices.
And tell us about your family.
I'm my wife, Gabrielle, and we have 2 boys. Eli is 16 and AJ is 12. And AJ has Down syndrome and he's the best blessing in our lives. I mean, Eli is too, but it's a different blessing.
I think he's 16.
Did you say buddy's 16?
Yeah.
Anybody around 16-year-old? Well, let's know this. This is your community. They're from a number of different cities in North County, but they care deeply about this issue. And we are super proud of what you've done with your life. Good job, Marshal.